So what's going on, guys? DIY Dan here again, and this is another mechanical video. In this video, I'm actually going to be replacing the trim that goes around the cup holder of my daughter's 2001 Ford F250. Basically, the vinyl trim was coming apart from the plastic piece that holds it to the center console. So I ended up going on Amazon and found the center cup console trim piece for about 26 bucks. Now this trim will work on everything from a 1999 to a 2010 F250, 350, and 450. And it is available in the 3 different interior colors. Now one thing I will say about this new trim piece is the old one is made of a soft pad covered in the vinyl. This one is just a hard plastic material. However, we've had this installed for a couple months now, and quite honestly, you don't even really notice that it's a hard plastic versus the padded vinyl original. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace. So let's get to it. So most likely, if you're wanting to do this, your vinyl is about as good a shape as ours was, so we were able just to pull that off of the top and get it out of the way. The hard plastic that actually holds it to the center console is clipped in, so I used a flathead screwdriver and carefully pried up the plastic where the clips go into the center console. Now you do want to be careful prying this up, because most likely, in order to get this to pop out of place, you are going to break some of those clips off. And obviously you don't want to break the center console. You want to make sure that you're breaking the plastic piece that's coming off, because obviously you're not going to need that anymore. So the only tool I used to remove this plastic piece was a flathead screwdriver. Once getting a couple of the clips popped out using the screwdriver on the one side, I was able to grab it and help leverage it up as I was popping the remaining clips out with the screwdriver. So most likely the clips are going to break pretty easily because this is on an older vehicle and they should be pretty brittle by now. But if you are worried about breaking your center console, here's another option for you. So right here we're pretending that my dining room table is actually the center console of the truck. So you could stick a putty knife to give you more surface area to pry against on the center console. And then this is actually a nail remover, which has a good wide surface area to begin with. You'd stick that in there and then tuck that under there, and that way you're not just pushing on a single spot of a screwdriver. You have the width of this putty knife that you're actually prying against, which would be less likely to break the center console itself. Now this putty knife that I'm using for a reference is a little on the flimsy side. You would want something a little stouter, obviously, but I'm just giving you some extra ideas of what you can possibly do if you are worried about breaking that center console. So here is a better look at how the clips are retaining into the center console. So in theory, if you actually were able to leverage these clips off to one side where they're being retained, they might pop up easier. Obviously, because I did not have the old one as a reference, I could not do this, so I basically just leveraged it straight up. Now because of this, obviously I broke a lot of the tabs instead of them coming out as they should. But you can use this as a reference to see how they're actually set in place, and you might be able to get your screwdriver and pry them to the side to have them come out easier. If you ordered the new one already, you could also use that as a reference. However, because it's aftermarket, most likely the clips are facing the same direction, but not necessarily. And what I can tell you is the aftermarket one, the actual locking tabs, were not nearly as aggressive on the aftermarket one as they were on the original. Once doing a thorough cleaning of the center console, all you have to do is place the new cover over the top of the center console, line it up, and basically pop it into place. You should not need any tools to pop it into place. Just a couple thumps of your hand should do the trick. And that's all there is to it, guys. Hopefully this video helped you out and gave you some good information. If so, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. The whole concept of my channel is to give you guys the most information in the least amount of time as possible so I don't waste your time. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Later.